And why is that date important? That means the court is likely to have a decision in this case on whether Trump can be prosecuted for the actions around January 6th. They will have a decision by the end of June, which means there would still be time. If the Justice Department decides to proceed, there would still be time for a trial before the election.
That is a key point. We're actually looking at the remarks from the Supreme Court there about this particular case. Jen, explain how this sets the stage for a landmark ruling on presidential power.
Another landmark ruling on presidential power. This would be the third case the court is taking up this term that will affect Donald Trump in some way or another. This one, obviously, remember, they still have the Colorado case. Can he be disqualified from the ballots by any state that said he was an insurrectionist? We're waiting on that decision. This case will determine whether or not he can be prosecuted by special counsel Jack Smith, whether or not under core principles of separation of powers and executive power, whether or not he can be prosecuted or if he's absolutely immune for his acts as president. Those are issues the Supreme Court has never considered because no president has ever been criminally prosecuted for crimes they may have committed while in office. But I think the Supreme Court really had no choice but to take this up. Under Supreme Court rules, when they're trying to decide whether they're going to grant a case, one of the rules is if it's a hugely important issue of constitutional law and it's never been decided, the court needs to grant cert to decide it. I don't think this means the court's necessarily going to reverse the lower court. I think that would be surprising, but they believe that they have an obligation to decide this important issue of law, and they're going to do it relatively quickly. Not as fast as Jack Smith wanted. He wanted arguments in March, so they're saying toward the end of April, but still enough time to have a decision this term.